Welcome to our tutorial on how to update your application if you have an error and you need to make corrections. The first thing you're going to do is sign into your account through our career site. After you've signed in, you can navigate to View All Jobs. Next, you're going to find the job opening that you're needing to reapply for. So originally, I applied for Legal Secretary 1, and I'm going to go back to Legal Secretary 1, click the posting, and click Apply for Job. You'll see you get a message that you've already submitted an application for the job, and it asks if you want to apply again. Click Yes. All of the information that you've already entered will come forward into the new application, except for terms and conditions, the source of how you heard about the job, and the questionnaire. The pre-qualification is a questionnaire item, so you will need to answer this again. If you didn't have a resume already attached, we do not recommend uploading one here because it will override any information that you have in your application. So just move on if you don't have a resume attached here. You can modify your preferences as needed, but generally when you're getting in the application to make corrections, this is not an area that you're needing to address. The education section is an area that frequently needs corrections from our candidates. On this section, we ask that you select your highest education level and then ensure that in the information below, you add your high school education or equivalent all the way up to what you have indicated is your highest education level here up top. So if you'll notice, I have master's level degree indicated here, but there's not a master's degree down here in the college technical school portion. So we need to add that. And then you can click Done. Occasionally, people get a little confused with where to add their information on this section, and that's something else that they may need to correct. Just make sure that under school education, you only have your high school or GED, and in college technical school, you only need to enter any college or technical schools that you've attended. Technical school might include something like HVAC, school you attended to earn your CDL or mechanic license, any technical or vocational school, those can get entered down here in this section. Occasionally, you may not have checked off the completed box appropriately on the education that you entered. So for example here, we can see that high school was entered, but the completed box was not checked off. So if you did graduate high school or you did earn your GED, please make sure that you're checking this box off and that you're also entering your school name here in the bottom so that it can be cross-referenced if necessary. If you come across any other sections that do not require changes, you just click Next and move through them. Let's say that the first time we applied for this job, we didn't adequately explain the gap in our work history, and they're asking us to explain that. So what we need to do is come down here to this question, and we're just going to add the dates between 1/1 of 2019 and 6/1 of 2021 and explain the gap in employment. So here we go. Click Save as Draft anytime you make a change to your application. Let's say you need to add another row of work experience. You simply come up, click the Add button, and then you could go through and add all of the information that's applicable for the row that you were missing. If you need to make changes to a current row, let's say you have ended your employment with employer 1 and you need to reflect the end date. You click here, and you simply make the correction that's needed on this screen. Now this is updated, and you click Done. And it's that easy. Click Next to go through the rest of the application. Check your information as you are going through. Again, as I mentioned, you have to re-answer the How did you hear about the job portion. And again, you do have to re-answer any questionnaire items. So you'll quickly move through the questionnaire, making sure that you are answering fully any questions that ask for additional information. So for example, if you were a Collin County employee, you would need to make sure to put the department, position, and dates employed. The questionnaire is actually one of the areas that we have people need to reapply for frequently because they may not have answered it fully. Make sure that if you're putting something here on the questionnaire, it also gets reflected back in work history. So for example, I just entered something that wasn't in my work history. If I was going to submit this all the way through, I would need to save as draft and go revisit work experience. Click right back on work experience, come back to this page, and then you can add the row for the Collin County experience that we just said that I had. If you make changes that impact your questionnaire item below this that talks about gaps in employment, please make sure to update that as well. And now we see that we have added this row here for 1/1 of 2020 to 12/31 of 2020. Click Save as Draft as always, and return to the questionnaire section by clicking over here on the left-hand side. You can see where you've left off. You can see this answer that you just completed in work experience, and you can move on from here. And as you move through the questions, just make sure that you are reading them carefully and ensuring that you know what you're answering. If you ever have a question about what these mean, you're more than welcome to reach out to our front desk at 972-548-4606 or email us at humanresources@collingcountytx.gov. Once you get all the way through the questionnaire, you'll save and proceed to the next step. This is the diversity screen that you've completed before, so go ahead and answer these as appropriate. And this information that we gather on the diversity step is used only for reporting purposes. It is not provided to hiring managers, so please don't worry about reporting this information as it is not provided to anyone involved in the hiring process. And when you get to the review and submit section, you can go back through the areas that you made changes to and ensure that everything is still good. So again, we can review that we've added this row. We can review that we added this end date here. You can click into those if you need to, and you can go down to any other sections that you want to review. Go ahead and click Submit. And you've successfully submitted your job application. If you need further assistance on making application corrections, you can email us at humanresources@collingcountytx.gov or call us at 972-548-4606. Thanks for watching this tutorial on how to make simple corrections to your application with Calling County.